It seems like overnight that summer has gone and Thanksgiving is almost here. I never lack things to think about anymore. I think I truly now know what they mean by live one day at a time. I do that, and I think I understand it now. Everybody, I am so happy to see you today. Thank you so much for coming back and seeing me and Desi. I hope you had a good, safe week. You know, today I am turning the tables and we are going to do your beauty and decor favorites for 2020. Instead of mine, we're doing yours. And you're probably wondering, okay, well, how can she do that? Well, because of my links, because you click on my links below the video, I can see what you're buying. And I mean, I can't see your name and address and your dog, but I can see what you're buying and I can see if you're rebuying it. I also calculated your comments and your emails to me. So I came up with your very favorites of 2020, your favorite skincare, your favorite makeup, your favorite home decor. I just had so much fun putting this together. I talk about the favorite video that I did that I got, you know, the most comments from you from, and your two favorite tips that I gave you, and that made me feel so good. So, and I am anxious to show you some of the clothes that you liked and that you kept buying. So we're going to have so much fun. Thank you so much for being here today. So let's turn these tables and let's do your favorites for 2020. You know, one of the things I love so much about this channel is we pretty much get to talk about anything here. Skincare, home decor, how we're feeling, so I love that. But today, when it comes to your favorites, I want to start with skincare. I think that's something we all really love and enjoy. And the number one thing that you buy that I love, that works for me, and apparently it works for you too, is a surprise to me, and it is the Azure Hemp and Aloe Vitamin E serum. And this serum also has niacinamide in it, and that helps with our pores. But you buy this like crazy, and some of you buy it off of Amazon, and some of you buy it off of QVC. But I don't know. I was trying to ask myself, of all the things that, you know, we go through in the whole year with skincare, why this particular serum? And my guess is texture. Texture and, you know, making our skin look so bright and soft with such little effort. You know, out of the shower, the first thing on your face is your aloe vera serum. And it plays well with your makeup. So I think when you put those two things together, I think that's why the hemp and aloe serum, I think that's why you love it. That's why I love it. Skincare, your second favorite of 2020 was Defrin, or another name for this is adapalene, and you no longer need a prescription in the US for this, and this is, you know, like a Retin-A. It's not as strong as Retin-A, but it's a lot more powerful than your drugstore retinols or like Paula's Choice retinol, that type of thing. This is much more powerful, and there's a lot of studies going on right now to see exactly what this is doing for anti-aging. But I think that My theory on why we are all loving this right now is this is basically just like Retin-A. This is marketed and designed for people who are having trouble with acne. Well, what are we doing in 2020? We are wearing masks, sometimes for hours and hours at a time. I know I am. And suddenly we're breaking out. What? I mean, not only do we have wrinkles, but we're breaking out. So when we're using something that is targeted for acne plus anti-aging, it's just a plus plus and a win-win. And we're loving it. And I gotta say, Defrin, it hones in on your pores. Well, that's one of my biggest problems is pores. So when this gets in and makes my pores open up and it like, I don't know. I mean, there's nothing that can shrink your pores, but when your pores are really open and clean, they look smaller. And that's what this does. So I think that's why this is your number 2 favorite, and it is such a shock. But I'm so happy we're all loving it. All right, and of course, number 3 had to be rosehip seed oil. You guys are buying a couple different brands, Aracasio, Life Flow, but you're loving it. And the number 1 thing that I hear in my email is so touching to me. And I get these wonderful testimonials of, I get compliments now on my skin. I have confidence now when I wear makeup and I go out. The texture of my skin has changed so much. And I am so happy that it's working for you, because I remember when I started using rosehip seed oil and my skin was like leather. You know, I really admire you all so much when it comes to your next favorite. Because after what we have been through in 2020 with wearing masks and having our lips covered, your next favorite was a lipstick. And I don't know, it just brought tears to my eyes when I saw that this was, you know, in your top 20. The lipstick that I was talking about, I think this was about 5 weeks ago. This is the Maybelline Crazy for Coffee, and maybe it's just the name, but we love it. We love it. It's like, what color is it? We don't know. Is it a peach? Is it a red? What is it? We don't know, but we love it. I love it. I wear it. I think I wear it almost every day. So, and I just think it's just so cool. You like the formula, and you like how it's not a showstopper. That it's just kind of, hey, it's Thanksgiving and I'm here. Even if that means just me. I still have my lipstick on. So yeah, even in 2020, even with the masks, we still love our lipstick. Hallelujah. Your next favorite comes from a video that I did a few months ago, and it was about our under eye area, dark circles and bags, and, you know, looking, you know, kind of, well, older than we are. And I held up my dark castor oil that I think is a miracle. I use this, you know, I add this to serums and moisturizers like crazy. I just think it's a miracle. Dark castor oil. And I couple it with the Eva Naturals eye gel. It's a little hard to get, but it's so worth the wait. And I use these two together underneath my eyes and on my neck and even on my hands. And it works for me, and it works for you too, and that makes me so happy. All right, the next thing I wanted to share with you are your very favorites in clothes. And I showed you a lot of clothes this last year, but there are a few that really stand out. You not only bought them, but you kept buying them, you bought them as gifts, and you let me know how great these clothes made you feel. And the first one is a very pretty floral skirt that I showed you. And you not only buy this, but you actually have bought this as gifts for other people, your friends or your daughter, your sister. I mean, it's a beautiful, beautiful, whimsical skirt. I remember I got one email and it really touched my heart. And she said, you know, I haven't been anywhere all summer. I've been so afraid to go out that I might get sick. But when I go out and I water my garden, I wear my skirt. I wear my beautiful spring, summer floral skirt. I know we all love open cardigans and sweaters, and I was so surprised, but one of your very favorites was this open cardigan duster-like garment that I showed you weeks ago, but you loved it. And oh gosh, I mean, you're still buying it. So I was so happy to see that this was one of your favorites. Grays, burgundies, it kind of captures the season, doesn't it? I honestly think most of us here already have this open cardigan duster, but if you don't, I would size up on this just to make it, you know, a little bit more romantic and swing when you walk. As far as clothing items go, I think we had the most fun with our kimonos. We just have gone on a kimono kick. I have a old Hollywood gold one that I wear, and I have an old Hollywood kind of teal one that I wear this all the time, and you do too. And you know, I was talking to one of my friends out there who have these kimonos, and she was talking about how they make her feel so like 1920s, you know, and she has her own, you know, romantic apartment, and she's going out with somebody in the mob. I mean, it's kind of this Jean Harlow kind of, you know, fantasy. And we were talking back and forth about, yeah, that's how I feel too. Where we get, probably because we were little girls and we were watching the James Cagney movies. Anyway, they're just so beautiful and they're so fun. And I'm hoping to, you know, get a chance to just show you what a couple of them look like, even though I wear them all the time. So the clothes were fun this year. You know, when you have a YouTube channel, you fall in love with your subscribers. You care about them and they care about you. So when I looked at what was your favorite tip that I shared with you in the last year, I was so happy because it was a tip that I just passed on because of something that I went through. And I ask everybody to, if you haven't already, just go to your doctor, have your blood drawn, and have them check your vitamin D levels. The symptoms of vitamin D deficiency are fatigue, aching bones, hair loss, and depression. So you can imagine how I felt when I started to get the emails and the messages that you actually went to your doctor, that you actually had your levels checked and that they were low, so that you started to take your vitamin D and that your life is so much better. So just reading that, processing that, letting that sink in, it kind of made my decade.
Desi, what's the meaning of life? Love, treats, and squirrels.
The number one thing in home decor that you really loved was my little butterfly chair and the little hassock that went with it. So right now I just wanted to show you a little close-up of the chair that you not only love, but you also purchased for yourself. So we all have the same little cozy chair. Some of you put it in your living room, some the sunroom or your bedroom, but It just warms my heart to know that we have the same chair. I don't know why, but I just love it. I wanted to include your very favorite video that I did this last year, the video that you watched the most, the video that you commented the most on, and the video where I heard from you privately the most. And that is the video about when my husband left me and how I started over. It's kind of even hard for me to say. But yeah, I did that video. I didn't know it was coming that day. The video I had planned for you fell through, so I just spoke from my heart. And I spoke the truth. And, you know, I have a lot of theories about perhaps why that video, did so well. And I'm not so sure it had to do with Bill and I, my husband and I, my ex-husband, I'm sorry. I think it had to do with, in that video, I was struggling with the decision whether I should move. I was distraught. We've all been, pretty upset this last year. A lot of emotions, a lot of things going on, a lot for all of us to handle. Some days are good, some days aren't. But, here we have each other. And I think that is probably one of the only videos where I actually sat down and struggled with a decision and I brought you in. Should I move? And I listed all the reasons I shouldn't. And you all gave me your thoughts and your opinions. Some said, go, make a fresh start. You and Desi have a whole brand new life somewhere else, starting fresh. And others said, stay where you are. We love your little apartment. And I took it all in. But in the end, I came to the conclusion in that video that it didn't exactly matter where I was. That it would be up to me and Desi to find our peace, our home. And I ended it by saying, wherever my home is, it may not be much, but it's everything. And I want to thank you for helping me so much make one of the toughest decisions I've ever had to make. And I have to say that so many of you, you're so kind and sweet, who just wanted me to be safe, who said, stay where you are. And so many of you said, well, you did it. I didn't want you to do it, but you did. You moved. And I can see you're happier. And I'm happy for you. So, I think that's why that was your favorite video. My mama always used to say, we don't remember days, we remember moments. And we string those moments together like a quilt to keep us warm. Hey everybody, thank you so much for hanging out with us today. I loved every second of it. I really hope you liked the video, and I think it goes without saying that your true #1 favorite here is Desi. And I love you so much for loving him. So please have yourself a wonderful, safe, brand new week. And when you're done with your week, you come back and see me and Desi, okay? All right, it's a deal. So I've been